Welcome, Lynn. I'm excited to have you here. I'm excited to talk about this class. We've done it together before, and it has been so very interesting to
Yes,
your perspective,
absolutely.
because you've been doing tarot for a while,
Yeah.
right? So that was really nice to have you there and kind of give your input on how you do it. Everybody has their way. And I think that I really genuinely like this course because I feel like if we can understand the foundation of our spirit body, then everything will grow from there, right?
Yeah, yeah. And it is, it's absolutely a foundation because sometimes we can go into this as a medium first, but then realize there's more to it. And, I find as well with people that haven't had that foundation, they get lost in the lingo. And, what's a chakra? What's this and that. And it really helps people start from the start and give that foundation and in a short time as well. And if you think about it, it's 5 weeks and there's a second part that's 5 weeks, and that's 10 weeks of your life, but will really take you forward in your intuitive journey, whether it's a personal one or to work as a medium. These things are the basis of any reading, so it's fun. It's such a fun class, like learning about energy and what we ignore with our physical eye or what we can't see with our physical eye, and learning about that and feeling it and picking it up, and knowing that you're, getting that feeling within yourself of what you already know to be true. So it's such a fun class, and brings out the expression of yourself along the journey as well.
I think you brought up a good point in the anatomy of psychic development. For me, I started that way. I just started seeing spirit, and I started just reading people, and I didn't have a foundation. I didn't understand. So you can be reading and you can be doing things. It's not that you need this. If you're somebody that has a natural ability, you're going to do it. But I think what it has given to me, and then Lynn, you can share what it has given to you, is the strength of understanding when I'm in my psychic space or my mediumship space, identifying the two.
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And becoming aware of the subtleties and the hints, and because we're receiving them all the time, whether we're knowing about it or not. So tuning into that power within yourself is like mind-blowing, regardless of what stage you're at. Because as you say, some people just channel and they know they're channeling, but that's all they know. Or they could be a total beginner and, okay, I know I'm getting info about my friends and it seems to be spot on, but what do I do with it? How do I control it? Or how do I feed into that? So this course really gives you all of that on a plate, doesn't it? And it's step by step. So it really, you're adding a piece to the puzzle and discovering something each and every week.
Yeah, absolutely, as we go. So it's like, what is a chakra? What is the aura? We talk about colors. We talk about psychometry, which is reading an item. I really love when we get to level 2, where we're actually working with water imprints. And I think that just, it just builds your confidence, because there's like no way that we can be making it up. No way that you can hold a glass of water, hand it to someone, and they can read it, or you get a glass of water handed to you after you've given it to somebody with the intent to pick up on their imprints. Everything has memory. Our spirit body has memory. Our DNA has memory. Water has memory. And so to say psychic, it simply means soul. So it means we're going to read your soul. So when I go to read Lynn psychically, I'm going to read her soul. I'm going to read her thoughts, her emotions, and her environment in this lifetime. What does that look like? How has that been? And how can you do that step by step without being overwhelmed? A lot of times when people are empathic and they feel everything, they're drained, their neck hurts, their shoulders hurt. And I think what I love about the level 1 is that we go into the spiritual hygiene as well.
Yes, straight away. And so important. Yeah, it's so important. And yeah, start right, start with your hygiene, looking after yourself, your protectiveness, and then I think working on your bottom line as well, setting your intentions for how you want to work with spirit and your guides. You're not only setting foundations in your own mind, you're setting your foundations with the spirit world, and with the even the psychic space, of how and why you want to receive, and how you can put that together and understand the messages, because it's not just spoken word, and how to know the difference in the type of message you're getting or where you're getting it from. So it's a powerful bit of info to understand. Because as I brought this up before, Lillian, in your class, in that it's what this class does for me is, if you could imagine the inner workings of a clock, and how each piece works together in emotion to bring the conclusion, to bring a working clock. And so I often view this class as that part of you and of your development. And when you start connecting everything and putting the pieces together and your different clairs together, you start working in sync with your spirit and with spirit itself and the universe. And, you learn a certain amount of trust and faith along the way in yourself and spirit as well. And they're the components for a really good reader,
And it's like a lot of times you're doing things automatically that you know you're doing. Like I said, you're reading someone, or you feel you want to say, or you hear, or you saw an image, but how do you unfold that psychically? Because again, there's a difference, right? When you're reading someone's soul that is here on earth, from when you're reading someone that is past. And this is what one of the things that comes out of this class is the strength to understand when you're in a reading, okay, I'm in my psychic space. This is psychically, I feel within your soul, or I'm receiving from the other side and they're saying, right? I think that I really didn't know the difference when I started. I didn't know the difference, I felt spirit a lot more than I connected with my lower chakras. But what is your psychic space? How can you recognize that space? How can you evolve from there and understand how it feels when you're connecting with another soul here on earth, and you're then moving on to understanding how to feel, hear, see, know, right? And the different ways. Oh my God, I think color readings are amazing. We get a bit into the color. So it's just using frequency in many different ways. And what resonates with you the most is what you're going to take, right? Somebody might come in with knowledge of color readings, but might not have had knowledge with psychometry. And, so by the end of level 1, we have the students, they have to at least do a 5-minute reading. It could be imprints, it could be colors, it could be, but we do that to make sure that you're ready to go on to level 2. But Lynn, it's a pleasure to work with Lynn. We're both very user friendly. You got to use us to understand, to ask questions. We're there. We're available. Lynn is here and she's in Ireland. So, that's commitment.
Oh, that's the thing. It's interactive as well. So you're given things to exercises each week, and to discover these things within yourself as well. And then you have everybody else in the class to bounce off and to share with, because they're also going through the same experiences. So it's like a real safe zone for growing and developing as well. And you get that with the class. You get a whole community of people, not only to sit for you, but, to bounce off and to grow from as well. So it's not just 5 weeks twice, it can be as big or as small as you want. It's all about what you put in is what you will get out of it as well.
Right. And we start off by, okay, any class that you take as a collective, you grow. Whether or not you kind of sort of had the knowledge of something or you didn't, because let's say there's 10 people in the class, the frequency is 10 times higher when you're working with them as a collective. So that right there is bringing you to a higher frequency and a higher place within your spirit body. We focus on week 1, which is meditation, higher self, grounding and shielding, and spiritual hygiene. So right away in week 1, we get into understanding your spirit body, right? What is your higher self? How do you know the difference between that and your ego voice? How do you know that? You know, how often are you meditating? Are you not meditating? Is that not something for you? But what is meditation? You know, how do you ground to stay within your own personal space, your own personal power? And how do you keep your balance between your physical body and your spirit body? Right, Lynn?
Yeah, absolutely. And it covers so much as well, you know. So it's jam packed, it's full of excitement. You know, I think between the two of us and our energy, we'll definitely be raising the roof.
Yes.
So I'm excited.
Yeah,
you know, it's going to be awesome.
You know, Lynn is in the teacher, the student teacher program, and she's already, you know, started the process, and I'm so happy for her. She's an amazing soul. I've done nothing but just held the space for her, and she's done all the rest, to be honest. But we'll be doing this together. We really love this class. We really enjoy this class. I mean, we connected through this class. We really liked it. Like, oh my God, that was good. And then we even thought, oh my God, there's so much more we want to put in. It could be like a level 3, you know? Remember when we were talking about the tarot?
Well, I have a feeling that will happen this year.
Or you will teach a tarot class, you know, like as an extension. You would teach it yourself in an option.
Yeah, that's definitely in the works as well. I've been working on that, as you know. So, and we will be bringing you a tarot. Yeah, and you know, it's amazing bringing it into your readings as well. You know, it offers so much on its own or even as an extension. So it's quite fun to learn. And I found it's also good for healing yourself and the situations you brought yourself through in life. So it's so many layers, you know.
For sure. You know, I feel like on level 2, after we get through, okay, this is your higher self, this is, you know, meditation, grounding, shielding, we go into the aura. What is the aura? How do they connect with the chakras? How do they connect with the different spheres on earth, right? And, you know, how do we open up to feel when we're in that oneness of all that is, right? And then we begin to talk about the clairs. How do you feel when spirit is with you or your guides? How do you hear? How do you see? How do you know? Right? How do you know? So that we get into that right away, because it's very important. We want you guys to feel. We take you in and out of exercises that will allow you to identify this. We just don't lecture. We actually make you guys work.
Yeah.
So
and that's the best thing. That is the best thing that you offer, Lillian, is you put people in like diving in, you know, and it's amazing because people don't realize their own strengths and their own abilities, and you know how to bring that out in people. So be prepared to go on a journey, you know, and an amazing journey. So you definitely, you know, you're the right person to bring this out in people. So
thank you.
That's it.
With you by my side, I am very excited as you're in this journey for however long that is. I like to see you grow into your own forces and your own things in your own right. But I'm here to support you and to do things together, and I appreciate you very much. We like to lead by example. There's no ego. We don't think anybody's better than anybody else. If there are students that are at a more advanced level, we encourage them to share, and we encourage them to sit and to work together with other students. So that's really, really helpful. After we go into the clairs, we talk about guides and working in the aura. You know, what is an impression, and what are color impressions, and what are energetic impressions, right? How do we know the difference? We then go to week 4, which is psychometry. It's holding items and reading them. And then telepathy is mind-to-mind communication. We then talk about the dowsing rod. I mean, the pendulums. And a lot of people have different views about how to use them and what way they use them. And then we talk about using your intuition to read. You know, how do you trust the process that you're in? How do you just go in? and just do it. You know, you just do it. You just trust and you go. That you got to learn to rethink, really, right? Because we're knowing what we're feeling and we're going with what we're feeling, not really something that you can prove. So you have to bring yourself to the space where you're doing it and you trust what you're doing. And that's why you are there, because you believe that it's made you a better person. And like Lynn said, you said something that is very important. You can take this class and it doesn't have to be that you want to be a psychic reader. It could be that you're sensitive and you just want to learn to stay balanced. You know?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because some people have come to the class and said, I don't want to know how to turn it on. I want to know how to turn it off. And that was a comment that stuck with me that I noticed was at the start. And then by the end, it was like, I don't want to turn this off. I've learned to control it. You know? I've learned to control it. So she didn't want to turn it off then, you know? So, and you can have expectations. And I think that's where as well you need to let go and just go if you're guided, because your expectations are going to be blown out of the water. You're going to learn things about yourself that you didn't know. You're going to learn the power of your own capabilities. And there definitely will be surprises. And there'll be bonds formed and connections and people that you're adding to your soul family. So if you haven't found them yet, you know, we're here. So you can come and join us. And like that, you know, another thing from your courses that really stood out to me, Lillian, is even though there might be people from beginner level to advanced, or even someone who only thinks they're psychic and has no idea, because that was me, let's face it, I had no idea. And I just trusted and went with it. And so if it's where you're guided, you know, trust that guide. And, you know, it can integrate it into your life, whether it's just your everyday life or discovering more about yourself and others.
Yeah, I mean, we don't push, we just let everybody have their own process. We nourish everybody, you know, and
yeah,
I think that just understanding the psychic part of you helps you as a medium. And if you are medium, understanding the psychic part, you know, or vice versa, the psychic will help the mediumship will help the psychic. And I think it's a great direction to go. So we are very excited to offer this for April. And, you know, we'll be continuing to offer it. The last week, we actually cover journaling, psychic versus medium, and different types of readings, right? And how you know when you're depleted and what is your boundary and what is your limit with reading, and how you should evolve into that instead of just running, you know, like a crazy person because you're so excited and you're just awakening. You're like, oh, I want to read all day. You know, we don't want you to be depleted. We don't want you to feel exhausted, because you will be ascending. We will tune you guys. You will do the chakra prescription. So it's going to be a great time to reflect within yourself, as well as nourish who you are and what you are, you know?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I forgot to say it there. I touched on it, but yeah, you don't notice that some people are more advanced in the class because it's not on that. It's not based around that, you know. Everybody's on the same journey and given their feelings based on the exercise and that. So, you know, you'll never feel out of place or like you're not worthy, you know. It's really an environment. The dog barking. But yeah, it's a loving environment. As Lily said, there's no ego, you know, we drop the ego. And there's no such thing as a wrong thing in it either. There's learning in every part and discovery, and just adding to your connectedness. You know, you also connect with your guides in this course as well, and learn.
And that's the thing, Lynn, you hit on a very good point. You don't have to know anything at all. You just, if you want to understand the spiritual side of you, this is a good place to start.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I knew nothing. I'd started on tarot and realized that, you know, I was going through time and it was helping me heal, as well as when I started practicing on friends, So it's really an inkling that led me to you, Lily, you know, and, you know, that first day when I successfully read someone's imprint after you walked it through and realized that it's there already. I don't even need to bring this out. It's there, it's in me, you know, and you'll have the same realization as well. And so it's such a great time, you know, it really is.
And I think it, again, I feel like in going through this and when I put it together and then you kind of helped me with your opinions after you went through it and then we kind of taught it together was, you know, what were the strengths for the students and right, what were the challenges for the students? And I think just getting people right in there to feel and to identify is so important because a lot of people are misinterpreting what they're feeling and they're bringing in fear with it when it's not fear-based at all. But because they don't understand what they're feeling, they don't understand that presence, or they don't understand why they come around a certain person and they feel some type of way, or they come into a space and they feel some type of way, which is so cool why we have them sit on a bench in the middle of a mall or somewhere where there's people and sit there and read the imprints. We have, you know, all these different ways of them connecting to that feeling that they're probably already having but not understanding. And you know, that I'm sure brings peace of mind to people.
Yeah. Yay, can't wait.
Yay. Well, we're excited for our class, and we just kind of wanted to, you know, do a video together for the intro for this is on YouTube. And we are excited to, again, offer this online. And Lynn will be offering in person in Ireland sometime soon. So just stay tuned for those things. I offer it here in person in Chicago as well. I don't have a date for that right now, but you can go on my website and check things out. For right now, we are offering April 22nd, and that's going to be on a Monday at 7 p.m. Classes are always at 7 p.m. Wait, no, 6, right? 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's 6 to 7:30. Classes are recorded. So if you cannot make it and you want to take this class, then you could simply get the recording. And the best thing about this is you can work outside of the classroom. We have a student classroom, and that has over 12,200 people. And you, as soon as you put, like, I'm looking for someone to read, right there, there's someone right away for you. So you have a network. It's a safe place for you. It's a very safe place for you to offer readings and to expand. You will be offering readings in the Psychic Development Support Group, which Lynn is the admin of and will be active in there for you guys. We make sure you guys are covered through our disclaimers so no one can sue you and so on and so forth, because you just never know what happens when you're doing a practice reading, and we want you guys to be safe, solid, and secure. So again, it's not like we're just going to give you these weeks and say bye. We're going to say, hey, keep going, keep offering practice readings, and keep learning and strengthening your psychic muscles.
Yeah, absolutely. It's continuous, you know, and that's, you know, it's all about what you put in. So it's all there, you know, and there's not many places that offer that either, Lillian, you know. It's you go to a center for a weekend and then you leave and that's it. But here stays with you, you know, the group, the community stays with you, and
families that start to expand and be created, because within that group, there's all of my students are in there. You know, all the students that continue to practice, or if they learn something new, and some of them are like you working. They're working mediums already, but if they take a class and they want to add something new that they've done, they'll go to the group and they'll expand with it, you know, and they'll offer readings. And then through you guys offering readings for each other, you guys meet each other. I always have like, oh my God, I met Lynn, she's awesome. Oh my God, I met Liz, she's awesome. You know, so it's so nice to see how you guys, how that all just really truly works out and you guys really feel safe. So if you're interested, this is our Anatomy of Psychic Development level 1 and level 2. We are excited. Again, we're launching this. We already opened up registration and we are launching this for April of 2019. But again, this video just serves for this class in general as a breakdown of what we offer. And level 2, we just make you work. Level 2 is all readings first week is clear sentence, second week is clear audience, third week is clairvoyant. We make you work and we put you in situations to do the exercises to recognize and understand and become familiar with that clair, right? And we talk about timelines. How do you give somebody a timeline? So going into depth in the troubleshooting within that psychic reading. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. We are
Thank you.
Working with you all. Thank